Here is an elderly lady who walks into the Deutsche Bank branch to open an account for her son who lives abroad. She's rather talkative and confused about the banking sector.
Good morning.
Good morning. How can I help you today, ma'am?
My son wants to open an account in your bank. He lives in London and I have come for some information.
Certainly, ma'am. May I have your name, please?
I am Mrs. Dastur.
Thank you, Mrs. Dastur. My name is Poonam.
Hello, Poonam.
Could you please follow me to the waiting area?
Yes.
That's Mrs. Dastur. Yeah. Please have a seat, Mrs. Dastur. Mrs. Dastur, I'll just get someone to assist you. Would you like to have some tea coffee, ma'am?
Not really, but yes, I think a cup of tea would do, but not too hot, please.
Certainly, ma'am. Excuse me, Gitanjali, there's an elderly lady here to see you about opening a new account.
Sure, send her in.
I would please request you to come outside and see her, as she's old and seems to have difficulty in walking.
Not a problem. Just give me a few minutes to put my paperwork together and I'll be with you shortly.
No problem, I'll let her know. May I use your phone, please?
Yeah, right there.
Couple, could you please take a cup of tea for the elderly lady sitting in the waiting area? And make sure it's not too hot. Thank you.
Thank you.
Mrs. Dastur, one of our relationship managers will be with you in just a minute.
Okay.
Would you like some more tea, ma'am?
No, thank you.
Well, Mrs. Dastur, have you ever been to London?
Love to go, but very expensive. And my knees hurt a lot.
Oh, I see. Mrs. Dastur, she is Miss Advani. She is our relationship manager here. She will be able to help you.
Thank you, Poonam.
You're welcome, ma'am.
Thank you, Poonam.
So, Mrs. Dastur, Poonam tells me that you're interested in opening an account with us here at Deutsche Bank. What kind of an account would you be interested in?
I don't know. My son has asked me to come here and open an account. He lives in London, you know, so he asked me to get some information.
Your son would have to come in person to open an account.
But why? I am his mother. I'll come here for whatever is necessary. And he doesn't come here so often. He lives in London. How can he come so often?
Yes, I understand that, Mrs. Dastur. Well, why don't we do this? Perhaps I could send him some documentation by email.
Computers? I don't understand anything of that. You see, we don't have a computer at home, and my son wanted to buy me one. But it's very expensive, so we said no.
I understand that, Mrs. Dastur. Why don't you give me his telephone number and his email address, and I'd be happy to give him any kind of documentation that we think is necessary to open an account.
I'm sure he has an email at home. He has many gadgets.
Yes, I understand that, Mrs. Dastur. Why don't I share with you some of the documentation that will be required to open an account? I'm assuming your son would want to open an NRI account, or is it an account for you here in Mumbai?
I don't know. He just asked me to come for information. I think I've taken too much of your time. I'll go now. Maybe you can give me some forms which I can forward to him.
Okay, Mrs. Dastur. Why don't we do this? I'll leave you my card. That's my telephone number. Should you require more information, please do not hesitate to contact me.
Okay, I'll go now. Thank you very much.
Let me show you to the door, Mrs. Dastur.
Bye, dear.
Goodbye, Mrs. Dastur.
Now, Mrs. Dastur, don't forget to call me should you require any more information. And please do pass my telephone number on to your son.
I will. Thank you, dear. You've been very helpful.
It was a pleasure to have met you, Mrs. Dastur.
Thank you.
Please take Mrs. Dastur to her car and make sure she gets in safely. Bye, Mrs. Dastur.
Bye, dear. Thank you.
Let us identify the moments of truth for the client in this situation. Our agreed service commandments. Greet every client sincerely with eye contact and with a smile, and if possible, by name. Be willing to introduce yourself. Treat all clients politely and respectfully, regardless of their business relationship with the bank. Show warmth in your service and go out of your way to make the client feel comfortable. Make sure that you have all the necessary documents and information ready when you meet a client. Thank your client for their visit and say goodbye in a friendly manner. Say that you hope to see them again soon.
Deutsche Bank, a passion to perform.